Hey, what's going on? My name's Alex. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you guys a breakdown of me mixing a vocal track against an instrumental. It's a hip hop track produced by my buddy Nick, aka Bub. Play a couple seconds of the beat right now. Okay, so when were originally sent over this beat, I'm not going to play it now, but it just had a vocal dialogue over the whole thing, some type of movie sample. And my friend Dwight came to me and said, hey, I really like this beat. Nick made it. He's not responding at the moment. We need to get rid of this vocal. So I just used RipX to remove it. I'm not going to show that right now, but great plugin if you guys want to remove stems and stuff like that. Maybe see the chord progressions and the melodies on the screen, almost like Melodyne. It's great for that stuff, analysis and everything. Yeah, so I isolated this beat. I did a couple things to it. Put on track spacer.
And I don't want to break your heart, so I'm telling you lies and stray away from the bullshit. Don't.
So I just have it around 10%. Once I get up to 15, it's kind of where the default is. Not a bad area. Anything more than that, I feel like it starts to become a bit much. Wouldn't be a bad idea to maybe raise this low cut up, maybe have it not affect any part of the sub on the beat, maybe even up to 200, so that it's not really getting much of any of the bass. Then from there, what do I have next? I got Soothe, because there was certain frequency in this area, the 1K-ish area, that I wasn't really rocking with too much. And it kind of just flattens it out again. And then here I have an EQ, just pulling down a bit of the upper mids dynamically, so only when they're present. Again, kind of just taming that area, maybe making some space for the vocal. I only have it going in the mid channel, not on the sides. You can control that by stereo placement here. And then I have a dip around 2.2K. And that's all that is on the beat track. I did pull it down around 6 dB just to give it some headroom. And then, okay, onto the lead vocals. Raw vocal.
Why my homie die? Good man, but a bad man in disguise. And I don't want to break your heart, so I'm telling you lies and stray away from the bullshit. Don't give it replies. Look.
I used a Audio-Technica 2035. Recorded it straight into my Apollo Solo. Yeah, so I had it on 26. 48 volts on. I maybe had a low cut. Nothing on the individual tracks. Just straight up bussing them. There's no layered vocals, so I can kind of treat my mono lead bus. I can have multiple things in it and just put it on my bus because nothing is overlapping. Got an EQ.
Since Joey died, like why my homie died.
Before.
Good man, but a bad man in disguise.
You can hear this area.
And I don't want to break your heart, so I'm telling you lies and stray away from the bullshit. Don't give it replies.
This is a vocal preset, just with some alterations made. If I go here, yeah, so this is the original preset. Just made some changes to this area, you see. This is the bread and butter of the chain, right here.
Wake up, smoke 1,000 blunts, look like I cried. And I've been fried since Joey died, like why my homie died. Good man, but a bad man in disguise. And I don't want to.
I don't know if you can hear that, but it definitely tightens it up a bit. I'm gonna do a whole tutorial on this 1176. I'll post that next, so I'm not going to get too in-depth with it, but these are pretty much my go-to settings. These change. This stays the same, this stays the same, this stays the same, that stays off. Yeah, I'll go into that next, but 1176 is a staple for its saturation and its quick response times. Next, go into a de-esser.
Fried since Joey died, like why my homie died. Good man, but a bad man in disguise. And I don't want to break your.
I found that the female split band was doing better for me than the male one was. I pretty much just go between those two presets. Female split, male split. Next is going to be some Soothe. Let's do it before and after of both of these. So
Fried since Joey died, like why my homie died. Good man, but a bad man in disguise. And I don't want to break.
Oh, you know, I skipped C4, didn't I? So C4, I use this preset pretty much regularly and then tweak from there.
Fried since Joey died, like why my homie died. Good man, but a bad man in disguise. And I don't want to break your heart, so I'm telling you lies and stray away.
This is a subtle effect. Definitely get a little bit more brightness out of here because I popped up the higher end. It's really about taming some of these bands. Dynamic range. Next is going to be Soothe.
Fry since Joey died, like why my homie died. Good man, but a bad man in disguise. And I don't wanna
before.
break your heart, so I'm telling you lies. And stray away from the bullshit, don't give it replies. Look, Fry since Joey
Just cleans up for me some of the resonance that I'm still hearing in the lower end. Maybe the muddy area, maybe the fundamental is a little bit too resonant. Probably the room that we're recording in is my bedroom with no treatment. It's probably why it sounds a little bit roomy. And then I have this area around 5K I'm
Fry
taking
since
out
Joey
as well.
died, like why my
Just kind of polishing off some of the harshness there. This is the other 50% of this right here, the 1176. So 76 and 2A is a classic combination of sound.
Fry since Joey died, like why my homie
This guy
died.
I like to punch a little bit harder.
Fry since Joey died, like why my homie died. Good man, but a bad man in disguise. And now
You hear it, it's just, you get what I'm saying?
Fry since Joey died, like why my homie died. Good
So,
man, but a
before and
bad
after so
man
far.
in disguise. And I don't wanna break your heart, so I'm telling you lies. And stray away from the bullshit, don't give it replies. Look, Fry since Joey died, like why my homie died. Good
So far, it's so much cleaner and more polished and more, that pop sound. I don't necessarily want to go too poppy on a hip hop record, so I did pull down, I don't know if you guys noticed, brightnesses from the original preset. I think this is usually a 6, and this is like a 5. Next, I kind of like to saturate at the end, just to make sure that I'm building harmonics based off everything that I've created so far, and accentuating that, and I don't want to create necessarily a volume jump, though.
Fry since Joey died, like why my
It's
homie
gonna help
died.
cut through a
Good
little bit more,
man,
though,
but
watch.
a bad man in disguise. And I don't wanna break your heart, so I'm telling you lies. And stray away from the bullshit, don't give it replies. Look, Fry since Joey died, like why my homie died. Good man, but a bad man in disguise. And
I bumped it up 3 here. Me changing the algorithm to soft sign bumps it up a little bit more, so I brought it down 6, and then I just dry wetted it a little bit. Everything so far sounds nice, tame, bright, not harsh, not too bright. Cuts through. I still think that we could cut through a little bit more, though.
Fry since Joey
Next
died,
is
like
gonna be
why
parallel compression.
Fry since Joey died, like why my homie died. Good man, but a bad man in disguise. And I don't wanna break your heart, so I'm telling you lies. And stray away from the bullshit, don't give it replies. Look, Fry since Joey died, like why my homie died. Good man, but a bad man in disguise. And I don't wanna break your heart, so I'm telling you lies. And stray away from the bullshit, don't give it replies. Look, Fry since Joey died, like why my homie died. Good man, but a bad man in disguise.
That's pretty much it. I did, even though this vocal does have its own little bit of my room tone to it, I kind of accentuated it a little bit with an actual room verb, short vocal ambiance.
Fry since Joey died, like why my homie died. Good man, but a bad man in disguise. And I don't wanna break your heart, so I'm telling you lies. And stray away from the bullshit, don't give it replies. Look, Fry since Joey died, like why my homie died. Good
That gave it a little bit of a character for me. From there, I went on to a mastering process, or my mix bus / mastering process. First and foremost is going to be SSL bus compressor.
Joey died, like why my homie died. Good man, but a bad man in disguise. And I don't wanna break your heart, so I'm telling you lies. And stray away from the bullshit, don't give it replies. Look, Fry since Joey died, like why my homie died. Good man, but a bad man in disguise. And I don't wanna break your heart, so I'm telling you lies. And stray away from the bullshit, don't give it replies. Look, Fry since Joey died.
This is glue. I don't know if you can hear it, but focus on some elements before and after I turn it on and off. It's a 2-to-1 ratio, low ratio, quick release, slow attack, no makeup, and we pull this down until we get anywhere from 0 to 4. I always find that 4 is too much. 2 is glue. Next, I put a bit of, this is the God part.
Fry since Joey died, like why my homie died. Good man, but a bad man in disguise. And I don't wanna break your heart, so I'm telling you lies. And stray away from the bullshit, don't give it replies. Look, Fry since Joey died.
There's few components. You have your incoming. I didn't have to input gain it at all. EQ, I didn't have to do anything there. This right here is some harmonic saturation, some stereo width. It's a little bit of a bunch of things. I think there's multi-band compression going on. This is another form of glue for me and another form of color. And at the end, it does have a limiter. I just bumped it up about 2.4. With this track, we'll see how much I had to push the limiter up, but I feel like I had a lot of headroom on this track, which I shouldn't have created that much headroom, but we'll see. Yeah, this is a master suit.
Fry since Joey died, like why my homie died. Good man, but a bad man. And
taking out no more than, what is that, like 0.2 of a dB, you know, which is very subtle.
like why my homie died. Good man.
I soft clipped.
Fry since Joey died, like why my homie died. Good man, but a bad man in disguise. And I don't wanna break your heart, so I'm telling you lies.
I soft clipped it so that I could push this limiter up. So before
Fry since Joey died, like why my homie died. Good man, but a bad man in disguise. And I don't wanna break your heart, so I'm telling you lies. And stray away from the bullshit, don't give it replies. Look, Fry since Joey died, like
pull this down so that I can just push this up. I don't want to blow your guys' ears out, but yeah, don't pay attention to this down here.
Fry since Joey died, like why my homie died. Good man, but a bad man in disguise. And I don't wanna break your heart, so I'm telling you lies. And stray away from the bullshit, don't give it replies. Look, Fry since Joey died, like why my homie died. Good man, but a bad man in disguise. And I don't wanna break your heart, so I'm telling you lies. And stray away from the bullshit, don't give it replies. Look, Fry since Joey died, like why my homie died. Good man, but a bad
7.5. I'm getting about negative 11 LUFs. Typically, you know, people aim for negative 14. People, you know, I've seen people go for negative 9. I've heard people go for negative 6, like Jason Joshua. I was told by Craig Bauer, there's no necessity to go over negative 14. I personally like to go for something a little bit louder than that, just because I work with a lot of clients that like their stuff louder. If I can do that, I'll do that. If I were to send this to a mastering engineer, because I'm not a mastering engineer, I'm a recording engineer and a mixing engineer, but I do master, I would take off the limiter, the clipper, and I would probably send it to him like that. But the rest of this stuff I view kind of as my mix bus. Thanks for checking this out. I'm going to do this video on the 1176, and I'll post it up probably in the next couple of days. But yeah, make sure you guys click like, follow, and subscribe. Appreciate you. Peace.